The traditional approach to learning a new skill follows a predictable pattern. You find a book or a course, you work through it from beginning to end, you complete the exercises at whatever pace the course dictates, and somewhere between 2 months and 2 years later, depending on your consistency, you have something resembling competence. This model has not fundamentally changed in decades, until now. In 2026, AI tools will have made it possible to learn almost any skill in roughly half the time that the traditional method requires. Not by working harder, but by working in a fundamentally more efficient way. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how, using a 5-step method that you can apply immediately to any skill you want to develop, whether that is writing, coding, data analysis, a new language, public speaking, or anything else you have been putting off. Step 1 is building a custom curriculum. And this is where most people's approach to learning falls before they even start. The biggest problem with generic courses and textbooks is that they are designed for an imaginary average learner. They cover everything in a predetermined sequence, regardless of what you already know, what your specific goals are, and what the most direct path to competency looks like for someone in your exact situation. AI solves this by building a curriculum designed specifically for you. Here is the exact prompt to use. Open Claude and say, I want to learn a specific skill. My current level is a description of where you are now. My goal is a description of what you want to be able to do. I have a certain amount of time available per week. Please build me a step-by-step learning curriculum that takes me from where I am to where I want to be, in the most direct way possible. Include the key concepts I need to understand, the specific resources you recommend for each stage, and a suggested weekly schedule. The output will be a personalized learning plan that is more thoughtfully structured than most paid courses, because it starts from your specific situation rather than from a generic template. It typically takes about 10 minutes to generate and another 10 minutes to review and adapt. And that 20 minutes of upfront planning will save you weeks of unfocused effort. Step 2 is using AI as your personal tutor. And this is where the learning acceleration becomes most dramatic. When you encounter a concept you do not understand, whether in a book, a course, or your own practice, the traditional approach is to reread it or to wait until a teacher or forum can answer your question. AI removes that bottleneck entirely. The most effective habit is to engage with difficult concepts by asking Claude to explain them in multiple different ways. Not just once, 3 times, each from a different angle. Ask it to explain the concept to you as if you were a complete beginner. Then ask it to give you an analogy from a different field. Then ask it to show you what this concept looks like in a real-world example, relevant to your actual goals. Research on cognitive learning consistently shows that encountering the same concept through multiple representations dramatically accelerates retention compared to repeated exposure to the same explanation. AI makes this effortless because you can generate 3 different explanations in under 2 minutes. A tutor who can explain things in infinite ways, at any hour, with infinite patience, at 0 marginal cost per question. This simply did not exist before large language models. The additional habit that compounds this is asking the AI to explain why a concept matters, not just what it is. Understanding the purpose and application of something before you have mastered it gives your brain a framework on which to hang the details, which improves both retention and motivation. Step 3 is practicing with immediate AI feedback. And this is the step most people skip because they do not realize AI can do this effectively. Practice without feedback is how most self-directed learners spend their time. They produce work, they submit it, they wait, or they move on without ever knowing whether what they produced was actually good. This is one of the primary reasons skill development takes so long outside of formal education. AI closes this feedback loop almost instantly. For writing, you can paste a piece you have written into Claude and ask it to critique it with the rigor of an experienced editor, identifying specific weaknesses, explaining why they weaken the piece, and suggesting concrete improvements. For coding, you can share your code and ask it to review it for efficiency, readability, and correctness. For a new language, you can write sentences and ask it to correct your grammar and explain the rules behind each correction. The key to making this feedback genuinely useful is to ask for specific, actionable critique rather than a general assessment. Not just what is wrong, but why it is wrong, what the rule or principle behind it is, and how to apply that principle in your next attempt. This turns each piece of practice into a structured learning moment rather than just an output. Step 4 is daily knowledge testing, and this is the most underused AI learning tool of all 5 steps. Learning science has consistently demonstrated that testing your knowledge is significantly more effective for retention than rereading or rewatching material. The act of retrieving information from memory strengthens the neural pathways associated with that information far more powerfully than passive review. The traditional barrier to daily testing is that generating good test questions takes significant time. AI removes that barrier entirely. At the end of each study session, paste your notes or a summary of what you covered into Claude and ask it to generate 10 questions that test your understanding. A mix of factual recall, conceptual understanding, and application. Answer them without looking at your notes. Then check your answers and identify the gaps. This takes about 10 minutes and is one of the highest leverage habits available in any learning program. Done consistently at the end of every study session, it will measurably improve retention within 2 to 3 weeks. You will notice that material you reviewed once and tested stays with you far more reliably than material you reviewed 5 times without testing. Step 5 is applying the skill with AI critique, and this is where learning transitions into genuine competence. Knowing a concept and being able to apply it in a real context are 2 very different things, and most learning programs underinvest in the bridge between them. AI shortens that bridge significantly by providing expert-level feedback on real-world application attempts. Whatever skill you are developing, find or create realistic scenarios to practice in. If you are learning negotiation, ask Claude to role-play a difficult negotiation scenario and critique how you handle it. If you are learning data analysis, find a real data set and attempt an analysis. Then ask Claude to review your approach and identify where a more experienced analyst would have made different choices. If you are learning a new language, write a short piece and ask for a critique that goes beyond grammar to include vocabulary choice, tone, and naturalness. The principle here is that application reveals gaps that study does not. You can understand a concept thoroughly in the abstract and still struggle to deploy it correctly in a real context. AI makes it possible to generate an almost unlimited number of practice scenarios and to receive feedback on each one that would otherwise require a mentor or tutor. Those are the 5 steps. A custom curriculum built for your specific situation. AI is your personal tutor for any concept you find difficult. Immediate feedback on every piece of practice work. Daily knowledge testing from your own study material. And real-world application with AI critique. Applied consistently, this method does not just make learning faster, it makes it more enjoyable because you spend less time confused and more time making visible progress. The AI Proof, your career guide in the description, covers the complete framework for using AI to build your career and income, including AI literacy stack breakdown, that identifies exactly which skills are most worth developing in your specific field. 14 pages and an instant download. Subscribe for new videos every Monday and Thursday, and drop a comment below. Which skill are you going to start learning with this method first? I read every single one.